previous episodes saw us stop for a coffee in the delightful family-owned Maria Amelia Cafe, which left us a short 58-minute ride into Porto. Porto is Portugal's second largest city after Lisbon, and it's located in the country's north on the Douro River estuary. It's obviously famous for its namesake, port wine. There's a population of about 250,000, and the city's historic centre was designated a UNESCO World Heritage Site back in 1996. We were really looking forward to exploring what it had to offer, and that's why we decided we're going to spend a couple of days there. But first of all, let's get to our hotel. here we are. Here we are, folks. The hotel in Porto. This is billed as a deluxe double. It's very modern. In fact, just coming in, we just wondered where we were going to sleep. We got no bed, but the bed is around here, and this is the view from the bed.
Isn't that lovely?
Yeah. Oh, that mic'd us up. Ooh. Wow. The River Douro. Whoa,
it's great.
Nice.
After a really hot ride. That's
yeah.
Great. Tell you what I noticed today though. How many bikers ride in t-shirts and trainers?
Yeah.
And wow, if they came off. Oh.
Yeah, even though it was 27 degrees.
I know, and I get it, but it's... I
think I'd rather be in mesh jackets. Anyway, so we get changed and go out and explore.
Yep.
We're off to explore the delights of Porto. And the mandatory open-top bus tour, which we'll be doing shortly, or tomorrow. I'd already researched that the place to go in Porto is the Ribeira district, the old town, with lots of bars and restaurants, plenty to see, an amazing atmosphere to soak up. When we arrive in a new town or a city, one of my favourite things to do is wander around the historic centre, and if it's by a river, even better. And this heat is making me incredibly thirsty. View from the rooftop bar at the hotel. When you're having a short city break, we think one of the best things to do, so you can see a lot in a short time, is to take an open-top bus tour. A quick breakfast before we jump on our bus. This is going to be somewhere outside there. Right, so we've gone for the healthy option of just a croissant, cappuccino. Scrambled eggs and bacon. After a couple of hours on the bus tour, in temperatures pushing mid-30s, we decided to head back to the old town and grab a beer and something to eat and soak up the atmosphere. The Dom Luís Bridge is an iconic symbol of Porto, Spanning this majestic Douro River, it's an architectural masterpiece and not only a vital transportation link but also a beloved landmark in Porto. Its history can be traced back to the late 19th century. It was designed by a talented student who learned under the renowned Gustav Eiffel, of Eiffel Tower fame obviously. And for some reason it's also popular with the local kids. After a few hours of sightseeing and enjoying the delights of the historic old town, it was back for a quick siesta before getting ready to go out for our final night. We are last night ashore, folks, last night in Porto, and it's now beer o'clock. So we're wandering down by the river, our favourite place. One of the big decisions, of course, is where you're going to have dinner. So we opted for a seafood restaurant that specialised in cod. We've both gone for codfish, which is the local speciality. Mine is roasted loin and another cod with breadcrumbs. Yeah, looks great. Yeah, washed down with some nice local wine from Portugal. Last night ashore. So if you're staying in Porto, would we recommend the Nea Porto Hotel?
The Nea Hotel in Porto was right on the banks of the River Douro. Porto's a very busy place, clearly set up for the numerous tourists, and the Nea was close to restaurants, bars and the touristy activities like the open-top bus tours and boat journeys. As we were here for 2 nights, Bride upgraded our room to a luxury double, number 309, and we certainly felt it lived up to expectation. The ceiling-to-floor window led onto a balcony and overlooked the river. There was a desk, useful for all the footage downloading Bri had to do, and a very comfortable king-size bed and flat-screen TV, which had Sky News, but which did keep losing reception. The ensuite was very modern and had a good shower, although there was no hot water in the sink. Hey-ho, I hear cold water is good for the skin. One thing which could have been better was the Wi-Fi access, which initially was pretty awful. In fact, we couldn't get online at all until we enlisted the help of reception. The service was fine and the lady on reception checked us in early. Check-in was officially 2 and we arrived at 1:30. Other than check-in, check-out and help with the internet, we didn't really have any need to interact with the hotel staff. There was a restaurant for more formal evening meals and a rooftop bar offering drinks and snacks. We had planned to eat in one of the local waterside eateries in the evening, but went up to the 5th floor cafe to sample the snacks in the afternoon. To be honest, while the staff were friendly and very apologetic, the food delivery was painfully slow. And we were advised that any food order took up to 30 minutes to arrive. A tad too long, we thought, for a small plate of patatas bravas. Our snack finally arrived via robot. Maybe it's expensive to run, so they only send it up twice an hour. Breakfast wasn't included, but could be purchased for €16 per person. We chose to find our brekkie in one of the local cafes. Parking is chargeable at €20 per space and very limited, so is on a first-come, first-served basis. Having arrived before the official check-in time, we managed to secure a space in the hotel's underground car park. The entrance is steep and pretty tight turn, but the bikes were very secure. The location of the Hare is ideal for anyone visiting Porto, and we definitely recommend it.
Well, good morning folks from a slightly overcast Porto, but it's forecast to be up to 35 degrees today. But sadly, we're setting off today. We had a fantastic couple of nights stay here. What a brilliant place, I highly recommend it, and a great hotel. And today we're going to follow the Douro River for 2 to 3 hours to a little town of Fossa. So, we'll see you on the road. The Nea Porto is a great hotel. However, exiting the underground car park proved to be quite interesting. It's a very steep, tight turn, not helped by the fact there was a van being unloaded right at the entrance, which made the manoeuvre all the more interesting. Still, after a tricky exit, we finally managed to get on the road and headed to Fossa.
This big black cloud is coming down, falling angels all around. A warm breeze from the subway underground. The snow is falling heavily over town. Walking backwards in the snow.
Today we were heading east towards Fossa, and checking out the map, it looked like we're in for some incredible roads.
The main park birds are singing nice and low, but I ain't got a clue as where to go. There's a winding road ahead of me, I can't figure out where it goes, but if I try, I can make it home. And if I stand by what I know is real, not wander off on some byway, I should be fine, I'll be home to stay. Reaching out to find a place where I can feel a little space. Memories of tomorrow are getting old. There's no way to retrieve what I've sold. There's a winding road ahead of me, I can't figure out where it goes, but if I try, I can make it home. And if I stand by what I know is real, and not wander off on some byway, I should be fine, I'll be home to stay.
After an hour or so following the magnificent Douro River, we found a little place to stop for coffee and a bite of breakfast.
There's a winding road ahead of me, I can't figure out where it goes, but if I try, I can make it home. And if I stand by what I know is real, not wander off on some byway, I should be fine, I'll be home to stay.
As the temperature continued to climb in the afternoon, we thought it was best to stop for some hydration.
It's a start, but it's a mighty puzzle to lay. No need to say, how will I with your heart on your sleeve? It's a fine line between letting go and losing control. So I take my love and hide it away from those who steal till I find my way. How will I call? How will I call? How will I call? I can't sleep, but I'm hardly awake. A limbo dance, such a fine romance. Bit by bit, I am slowly waking to see what's real, to finally heal. How will I call without your word? How will I call without your heartbeat? How will I call without your love? How will I call without your word? How will I call without your heartbeat? How will I call without your with your head on your heart? Oh, please tell me, will I call?
Sometimes I feel like crying, but the tears just won't fall. Sometimes I feel like dying, no one really cares at all. There's hope in the wind, I feel it upon my skin, and the sun is warming the cold land that I suffer in. Take the high road every time. I take the high road every time.
This road was proving to be every bit as good as we hoped as we hugged the Douro River almost to our final destination.